Have you ever wondered why we still work 5 days a week? It's a question many of us have pondered, often on a weary Friday afternoon. The 5-day workweek is a concept so deeply ingrained in our society that we rarely stop to question its origins or its continued relevance. This pattern of work, known as the Monday to Friday grind, finds its roots in the Industrial Revolution. As factories sought to maximize efficiency and productivity, the 2-day weekend emerged as a compromise between business needs and worker rights. Fast forward to today, and this 5-day workweek is the norm in most parts of the world. It's become such a standard part of our lives that we often don't give it a second thought. However, as we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, it's worth asking, is this model still the best fit for our modern world? But is this 5-day routine really the best way to work? Let's explore. Imagine a world where you only work 4 days a week. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it may surprise you to learn that this isn't just a fantasy. The concept of a 4-day workweek is gaining traction in various parts of the world. It's a fresh perspective on how we structure our work lives, challenging the established 5-day workweek that has been the norm for so long. Let's take a journey to New Zealand and Iceland, two countries that have boldly stepped forward to experiment with this innovative idea. They've put the 4-day workweek to the test, and the results? Quite promising, to say the least. In New Zealand, a company called Perpetual Guardian made headlines when they switched to a 4-day workweek while still paying their employees for 5. The results were astounding. Productivity didn't just maintain its rate, it increased. Workers reported feeling less stressed, more engaged, and overall happier with their jobs. Now let's jet over to Iceland, where a large-scale trial involving more than 2,000 workers took place over 4 years. The results mirrored those seen in New Zealand. Productivity remained steady or improved, while workers reported feeling more balanced in their personal and professional lives. The benefits of a 4-day workweek are hard to ignore. Increased productivity is a huge plus for businesses. For employees, improved mental health and a better work-life balance are game changers. But it's not just about work, it's about life. A 4-day work week could give us more time to spend with our families, to pursue hobbies, to rest, to live. It could reshape our societies, making them less about endless work and more about living fulfilling lives. So if the 4-day work week is so beneficial, why hasn't it been implemented everywhere? It's a question that begs for an answer, and it's what we'll delve into in the next segment. Stay tuned. The resistance to a 4-day work week is stronger than you might think. The idea of chopping a day off the traditional work week may seem like a win-win situation to many. More free time for employees, potentially happier and more motivated workforce, what's not to like? Yet not everyone is on board with this idea. One of the primary concerns is a potential drop in productivity. It's a common belief that working less means producing less. Many business leaders and policymakers worry that if the work week is shortened to 4 days, the output will also shrink proportionately. This concern, however, is not unfounded. The productivity of a business doesn't solely depend on the number of hours employees put in. It's also about how effectively those hours are used. Yet the fear of decreased productivity is a force to reckon with. Job loss is another significant worry. If a company decides to maintain the same level of productivity with a shorter work week, it may need to hire more people. But what happens to the existing employees? Will they be made redundant? It's a legitimate concern that fuels resistance to the 4-day workweek. Then there's the challenge of transitioning from a traditional 5-day schedule. Change is hard. Switching to a 4-day workweek involves not just a change in schedule but a shift in mindset. It requires rethinking how we work, how we measure productivity, and how we value time. And that's a daunting task. But let's not forget the social implications. The traditional 5-day workweek is ingrained in our society. Schools, childcare, public transportation, they all operate around this schedule. A change in the work week could disrupt these systems, causing inconvenience to many. So, while the idea of a 4-day work week is tantalizing, it's not without its challenges. There are legitimate concerns that need to be addressed. The question remains, can we overcome these challenges to embrace a shorter work week? The future of work might not be as far off as we think. Imagine a world where the standard work week is just 4 days. It's not just a pipe dream, but a very real possibility that's currently being explored around the globe. Several countries and companies are already experimenting with this novel concept. In Iceland, for example, a large-scale trial found that a 4-day workweek led to enhanced worker well-being and productivity. Similarly, Microsoft Japan reported a 40% boost in productivity after implementing a 4-day workweek on a trial basis. But what could this mean on a global scale? Let's consider the potential benefits. Firstly, a 4-day workweek could have a significant environmental impact. Reduced commuting would mean less traffic congestion and consequently, lower carbon emissions. This could be a small but meaningful step towards combating climate change. Secondly, the mental health benefits could be immense. With an extra day off, individuals would have more time to relax and recharge, potentially reducing stress levels and improving overall mental well-being. A healthier workforce means a happier, more productive workforce. Thirdly, productivity could actually increase. Contrary to what some might think, working fewer hours doesn't necessarily mean getting less done. Studies have shown that when people work less, they often work smarter. They're more focused, more efficient, and less likely to burn out. Of course, it's not all rosy. There are challenges to overcome. Not every industry or job role can feasibly switch to a 4-day workweek. And there are legitimate concerns about potential wage reductions or increased work intensity, yet the potential benefits make it an idea worth exploring. The traditional 5-day workweek was not handed down to us on stone tablets. It's a social construct, and like all social constructs, it can be reimagined and redesigned. The debate is far from over, but one thing is for sure. The future of work is changing, and we need to be ready for it.